Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetri K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. As you can see, he is not at home. He is patiently waiting to get a new dog. So he's going to be the first one in line. Hopefully his Wi-Fi holds up. There you go. He rode his e-bike there. He's got his press gear on and a whole host of other stuff. Lord have mercy. Donovan be having a whole lot of stuff going on. But anyway, the purpose of the Demetri K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we share the link. If I share the link and your profile looks like this, please show me this, and then you can go back to that if you're not comfortable. Again, show me your face, especially if I do not have not seen you on here before, because sometimes people like to play games and we don't like that. Also in the comment section and on the panel, it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. So if we can be respectful as possible, of course, no name calling and, you know, all the things I don't need to retell y'all about it. But nevertheless, we are going to be talking about Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida trading words due to what's going on there in Florida. Of course, another hurricane is going through there. Started off as a category 5. They said it's about a 4 now. By the time it hits the west coast of Florida, which is Tampa, said it's supposed to reach Orlando and all the, you know, the things in between. It's probably gonna be a category 3, which is going to be very strong. Also said that the what do you call it, the swelling of the water is said to reach upwards of 15 feet, which is like 2 stories high. They said that is not survivable. Of course, there's wind, there's tornadoes, there's just a whole lot of stuff that's, you know, gonna take place. Again, Tampa is gonna take a direct hit. So before I get into what happened between Governor Ron DeSantis and Kamala Harris, Donovan, what's going on with you? And hello to everybody in the comment. I also say, probably won't be here as long as we normally are. I'm having an allergic reaction to something. I don't know if y'all can see, but I am all like just broken out. I had to figure out what's going on with me. But Donovan, how are you?
I am doing great. I got my vest on in case the police come in here. They see that I'm with the press, which protects me under the First Amendment. Doing what I got to do. But I'm here to adopt a new furry friend. As you guys know, my beloved Belle passed earlier this year due to a stroke. And we're very, very devastated. But this dog is similar to Belle. And I might not just get one. I might get 2 dogs, because this puppy is going to need companionship. And cats don't make the greatest companions for dogs. So do us a favor. You guys see that scrolling banner there? If you guys want to donate, this is the way you can do it. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Cash, money order, all that other great stuff. Also, do not forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it on Google Play and Apple Store. Great way to understand and learn in the news what's going on all around the diaspora. Like, I'm out and about doing what I need to do. And it isn't just politics that, you know, sometimes I get into other things. Like I said, I'm a big animal advocate. That's something that I get into. You might be interested in that. And there's news over there. Also, don't forget to support other YouTubers in our chat and in our group, because the more people that subscribe and become members of the other groups, we support each other and they get their numbers up. And if they monetize their channel, that would be great. But again, we got a lot of furry friends out there that need adoptions, because the human race is a cancer on the earth. And we keep encroaching into these animals' spots, and they have nowhere to go. It shouldn't be a crime for an animal to be put down because it's born. So again, the Kamala Harris thing, and Ron DeSantis, this is going to be very interesting, because from what they're reporting, he was refusing her phone call. So let's get into it.
Hello, everybody. Brother Reggie, Miss White, CJ, Quincy, how are you doing? Who else on here? Sister Shirley, what's going on with you? And Queen Weechi, I hope I said that right. How you doing? So anyway, let's get into it, okay? So as Donovan alluded to, Kamala Harris basically accused Governor Ron DeSantis of refusing her call. Now, it sounds like she tried to call him in regards to Hurricane Milton, and word got around and got to her, I guess, that he refused her call. So she went on a View and she talked a little bit more about it. And so someone else that I got a video I got from TikTok spliced in Governor Ron DeSantis's response to Kamala. So I'm gonna put this up here for y'all. And welcome to everybody. Candy, how you doing? So give me 1 second.
And real quick, before we even get into that, you guys, we're less than 30 days from the election. We're not telling you who to vote for, but you should register to vote. Please register to vote, because that's going to give them the analytics after the election to see who did what. Please register to vote.
Yep, vote.gov. All right, here we go, y'all.
You've never called regarding any of the storms Florida has had since you've been vice president until apparently now, and called it political. What's your response to that?
In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish
has she ever
is her trying
before?
to blunder into this. No.
Well, first of all, I have called and talked with, in the course of this crisis, this most recent crisis, Democrat and Republican governors. Called, taken the call, answered the call, had a conversation. So obviously, this is not an issue that is about partisanship or politics for certain leaders, but maybe is for others.
Mm-hmm. So again, I'm gonna remove this. Word got around that Governor Ron DeSantis was refusing her call, and he basically is like, I don't have time to be playing with Kamala. There's people who are going to die here. We got this hurricane that's, part of Florida, the west coast of Florida is going to take a direct hit. There's not going to be little sprinkles. There's not going to be an and, if, or maybe, or whatever it is. It is going to take a direct hit. They've told people in various counties to leave. That go, that you will not survive this. In fact, the mayor of Tampa said, if you stay, you're going to die. So leave, right? So he's basically saying, I don't have time to be playing political games. Of course, she's accusing him of gamesmanship. And he's saying, well, she's never called me in 3.5 years. We've had other hurricanes, and here she is calling me now. And, he says, I've spoken to Biden, I've spoken to FEMA, so I don't really need to speak to her, right? I'm busy. But of course, she again is accusing him of playing games. Now, y'all remember during Hurricane Helene, where they're still recovering from that. So there's some places that got hit by Helene that will be hit again, okay? She was said, to make statements about y'all going to get $750 in FEMA funds. Some people are saying that was misrepresented. Of course, she also said, well, we want to make sure that the resources are distributed equitably, right? And Ron DeSantis is saying, well, we need to distribute the funds to who needs it first, right? Who needs it immediately. We're not basically trying to play these games. And I'm just telling y'all, from what I understand on both sides. And so as I listen to that, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I am not a fan of Governor Ron DeSantis at all. I think if anybody is, racist, is him. Okay, so I'm not trying to say that he's not. But in this case, I agree with him. It's what are we going to spend time on the phone with? I'm the governor of a state that's been hit, and actually I think it's 3 times Florida's been hit within the last month or so. Because my sister lives in Florida. She lives in Jacksonville. So I think this is going to be the 3rd time this year that they have been hit. So I understand him saying, listen, I know you're running for office. And he says she's not doing that well. So, of course, she's trying to, seem like she's on the forefront of every issue. But he's like, that's not my problem. He says, I need to make sure that Florida is sustained as best possible, get people where they need to go. Of course, they're saying there's going to be gas shortages, which, there people are already saying that there is. Then the highway is just bumper to bumper. Ron DeSantis said that he's getting rid of the toll rolls for a while so people could just use all the avenues they can to get out of there without having to worry about, accruing extra fees for stuff. They also said that airports like in Tampa and other ones are closing down. You are not getting no flight in or out of there. It said in Orlando, SeaWorld, potentially Disneyland, Universal Studios, and everything is just going to close because it is going to be bad. And he's like, I don't have time to be playing with Kamala. So the question of the night is, who's right? Who's wrong? Do y'all think that Kamala is doing this for as a political stunt? Or do you think she's genuinely concerned? Now, I will say this. I think she's concerned, about what's going on. But does he need to even talk to Kamala? As, people always say, well, she ain't the president. She ain't the president yet. So does he even need to have a conversation with her? Now, I'm imagining he's had a conversation with Trump because Trump has a property and he's former president. They buddies. Let's keep it a buck. And they haven't always been, but it sounds like they're okay now. Trump has a property, Mar-a-Lago, in Florida, that sounds like it's going to take a direct hit as well. So I'm just telling you as I know it. And I'll get to the comment section in a minute. Donovan?
Yeah, you hit it right on the nail. You've got people's lives that are in danger, and he doesn't have time for photo ops and whatever. She's been missing in action as a vice president for 3 years. Joe Biden said every decision that has been made in his administration, she was right there connected to his hip. Ron DeSantis has a job as governor to deal with the state of Florida, and they're in a state of emergency. All of a sudden now you see this woman with less than 30 days to go, going on all types of interviews, all this other stuff. It's a little too late to be doing all that. She should have been doing that from the minute she was selected as the Democratic nominee. So all this gamesmanship with less than 30 days to go doesn't make any sense. You're playing with people's lives. And I'm going to tell you, I was stationed in Jacksonville for 2 years. And it's not unusual for, hurricanes and stuff to hit that spot. My brother happens to be a hurricane hunter, jet engine mechanic. So, he's abreast of that. And I was talking to him about it last night. And yeah, he said, you got to, hurry up and get out of there. It's going to be bad. And it's not the fact of the category thing. It's the storm surging. So it's going to be worse than Helene in regards to the surges. So people have to evacuate. We don't have time. There's a time and a place for political games. And this isn't one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, too, there's less than 30 days at this point, right? Until the election. And so it's like, I mean, I get it. I'm not saying she's not concerned, but the last thing he needs to do is just be stopping and saying, hey, Kamala, what's going on? What's on your mind? Of course, she went to the southern border not too long ago, it was about a week or so ago at this point. And the border patrol union was like, she came over here to take pictures. She was gone in 20 minutes. So the stuff that you saw on the news was, fluff, for lack of a better word. So I don't know. She's just kind of getting called out left and right. It's also on the View. It sounds like that she was asked about, and I'm paraphrasing, doing things like Biden, and she basically, for lack of a better word, said she's not going to do anything different, right? So it's like that really should be eye-opening for a lot of people.
That to me would sink her campaign right now. If you can't make your rent, you can't pay your car insurance, you can't afford the gas to put in your car to get to the 2 jobs that you probably have. And let's just be logical. Why would you vote for an administration? And she says she's not going to do anything different. So you want a continuation of the suffering you're already involved in. Okay.
Yep. Raynard, how you doing? You says, Demetra, many experts are warning if Trump loses or gets cheated, there will be a civil war. Glad I got my passport. Let the black folks dumb enough to vote for Kamala Harris fend for themselves. Yeah, I mean, that's what the word on the street is. But I guess it all remains to be seen, right? I think there's going to be unhappy people on both sides. Cynthia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else came on here. Oh, Above Beyond Forever, how you doing? You say you are in Tampa. Did you leave? He says Kamala pledged $157 million to Lebanon and only $750 for Hurricane Helene victims. Kamala is a joke. Yeah, so she's taking a beating, in the media because of that.
What about the $8 billion that just went to Ukraine again? Another $8 billion out of nowhere. What about that?
Yeah, and then Dorothy, I think it was you. How you doing? Saying that, hi Dano, that people could take out loans. What am I paying back? I mean, you figure if you got to evacuate It's not like you got to evacuate and it's like, okay, we're going to go home. Because as I said, this is the first time in over 100 years that Tampa has taken a hit like this. So you think about when you have to leave, when you go back, are you going to have a house to go to? Is your job going to be there? The schools, like, it's not going to discriminate. I would imagine it's not going to say, okay, we're going to get that house. And nah, they got to come back to work. Don't you touch Walmart or the Dollar Tree. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a loan. Nah, y'all giving money away. You ain't loaning Ukraine no money. But I got to take out a loan. And it even said too, the American citizens in Lebanon that was trying to get out. And then they said the airlines was jacking up the prices and stuff. They talking about the State Department or whatever is the United States was like, y'all can take out a loan. A loan? But y'all didn't make when the Afghans was getting up out of there, they had to take out no loan to fly to freedom, to safety. But American citizens got to take out a loan. It's like, come on, what are we doing here? It's madness. Let's see here. Who else came on? Tracy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. CJ, how are you? He said Kamala didn't even call. Yeah. So you're right. He says she never called. And then when they asked her on the View, she says, well, I've talked to Republican and Democrat governors. But it's like, did you talk to Ron DeSantis or did you try to call? Which is it, sis?
Well, I'll do you one better. If she's so concerned about American citizens about to be hit by a second hurricane in that area, what the hell is she doing on The View? What is she doing these appearances? All of that stuff should be suspended, as she's supposed to go, if that's what she wants to do, and help. No, but she's on The View doing all this BS. Come on now.
Right. And Brother Reggie, as you said, she's on Call Her Daddy, which is a podcast, about sex. They're on there talking about reproductive rights. And Donovan made a good, because on that Call Her Daddy, and I'm sorry if I'm freezing, it'll come back. I think y'all can hear me. On the podcast, they, I think, whatever, I forget her name, but she asked Kamala, are there any laws in Congress that regulates a man's body? And she says no. But then Donovan, he made a good point. He says, well, selective service is regulating a man's body. We didn't get to say no, and if you did say no, and when you were, for the draft, right, then you were going to pay a consequence, whether it was prison or whatever the case is, like you were going to pay for saying no. So that's the ultimate not being able to say, have a say so over your body. So, but yeah, you're right. She's going on all these podcasts and shows that are just asking her the same old questions. Like, oh my God, y'all gonna ask her anything original, Bruce Tracker, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, let me see. Sister Shirley says Kamala needs to take several seats. She's just trying to promote herself. Yeah, she has to, because I saw not too long ago today, it says that that little lead that she had over Trump is closing. And people still feel like he's the best one to tackle the economy. And a lot of people are starting to agree with him in regards to the immigration situation that we have here in America. He's very vehement about we gonna have a mass deportation over here, and a lot of people are really starting to understand. Oh, look at that. A lot of people are really starting to understand the effect of immigration is having on everybody, right? Cynthia says, I agree with the governor. Where has she been for 3.5 years? And you know what the crazy part is, Cynthia? Everybody keep asking that question, charging her with 3.5 years is like, and all of a sudden you're here. At one moment, people say, well, she ain't the president. She didn't have anything to do with that. But then you'll hear her, say she did this and she did that. So it's like, which is it? Were you not in control or what? What are you doing? And now you're stepping up and you want to make all these phone calls. But like you said, I ain't heard from you in a very long time, So yeah, it is, yeah. CG, how you doing? Says Donovan, you look ready for war. He ready for something.
Riverside Police Department is very notorious out here, even though I'm under the Riverside Sheriffs. Hey, they busting heads out here. They don't mess around. So you got to know what you did. And I want you guys to think about this real quick. I've got my press uniform on, and my suit on, because if you think about it, I just disarmed a police officer in their qualified immunity because I'm here in the capacity of being press. So I just disarmed them. And they, some will know, but most policemen, they don't know that. And they, they're just so, you're under arrest. Get out here, listen to what I say. So you got to kind of know how to deal with these people. So that's one way to disarm them of their qualified immunity.
Yes, indeed. And Jupiter, how you doing? Says, good evening, Demetra. Harris 60 Minutes interview, and that view showing just makes her look so buffoonery and BS. People in North Carolina and hillbillies going to vote her out, and that's all they have to live for. Yeah, they're the ones, especially in North Carolina, Asheville, they took a direct hit, and that town is almost all gone, right? And that was a Hurricane Helene. So it's just a lot going on. But I did watch a 60-minute interview. It seemed kind of weird. He asked her some things, but it didn't really give her any pushback. And of course, they said that Trump, they said he would do an interview, but then he backed out. But his team is saying we never agreed to that. So I don't know what's going on.
You know what, Demetra? I'm so sick of this. How dare a man ask a woman any questions like she has to answer it in somebody? Because that's misogyny. That's misogyny when you have to ask her a question. But a man, he better answer the damn question running for the same exact job. But when she's asked a question, it's misogyny.
Right. Marjorie says, and 48 TCO, thank you so much for the donation. Love it. Appreciate you. Said, damn, Donovan, the president never looked so good. Marjorie says, does Kamala even have control over the finance committee in the White House? I'm just curious. That's a good question. I don't think that she does. I don't know. Last time I heard, and I'm not I don't know, but I thought it was Maxine Waters. I don't know if she's still in that capacity. That was a couple of years ago, but if she writing checks, we want to check, let's see here. Who else came on here? Brother Damon said, it's not my American government. Okay. Thank you once again, 48 TCO, for the donation. Love and appreciate you. Oh, really? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Eva, how you doing? Says, respect for the office. Why would they when he's experienced and she's not? That's why he avoided the call. Additionally, we've seen the outcome of Helene, and there weren't any concerns for days. You're absolutely right. There weren't any concerns. Now that, I think she's probably getting a little heat and backlash. Just like, I guess she wants to get ahead of it. But like you said, listen, I'm no fan of Ron DeSantis. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm not, but I agree with it. It was like, girl, I ain't got time to be playing with you right now. You could, when it hits, you want to be at the forefront of, making sure the funds and stuff get here faster. Yeah, great. But then also it sounds like there's conversations in regards to FEMA running out of money, and you think about it, all these hits, you had Houston, and surrounding areas. Hell, I got hit twice. Once was a tornado in May, and then what was it, Hurricane Beryl? Was it June, July, whatever it was, and then the ones it cursed when a hurricane season, but they said this is one of the worst hurricane seasons on record. So of course there's a lot of devastation and destruction, and there's going to need to be money. Like my neighbor down the street across the way, they had a tree fall through their brick wall, and this was in May, and it's still there. So I don't know if they're waiting on insurance, FEMA, whatever, but that tree that's fallen is like almost in the street, and nothing has been fixed, So think about that. Dark Side, how you doing? Says she cares more about the votes than people. Well, yeah, like you said, in North Carolina, how they gonna feel about being neglected? And even in Louisiana, it was the hurricane before that. There's places that were just totally neglected. They said nobody's been by here. Of course, it was our, people. Nobody's been by here. We don't have no electricity, have nothing. So, people don't forget those things. Warren, how you doing? Says sounds like politics. And FEMA says 100% selective service. Yeah. Let's see here. Who else came on here? Want to make sure I acknowledge everybody. Mike Nice says I don't play them polls any mind. Yeah. We'll know when we know, right? The day of the election or after. Sister Marcella, how you doing? Says no one is asking why they are giving all this money to illegal immigrants. Well, I think people are asking is like, but what is the real answer? Are they trying to replace people? Are they trying to build a buffer class? Like, what is going on here? Why are they privy to all of the benefits over here that American citizens aren't privy to? And as I said, for those of y'all who watched that debate between Vance and Walz last week, I think Vance did a great job of saying, again, holding Kamala responsible for the economy and immigration. He says she keeps talking about she wants to build 3 million houses by the end of her first term. He says, but maybe if American citizens didn't have to compete with the immigrants coming over here for housing, it wouldn't be as bad. But it's like when you build these 3 million homes, who you think gonna be in them? You know what I mean? We're hearing about them getting loans, and California wants to give them $150,000, but of course, Gavin Newsom vetoed that because I think he was feeling the fire a little bit, but it's a lot.
But you know what, Demetra, people, and I don't mean to say this about our group of people, but Americans are very ignorant because all they hear is something and they get excited about it. Even if the government would give out $25,000 for you to do your home, are you working a job where you can pay the mortgage? And then the developer and the builder is just going to add that $25,000 onto the price of the house, which puts more money in their pocket. And then what really chaps my hide, I'm outside, I want to curse, a lot of kids around here. What really chaps my hide is the fact that these people who are business owners and they're business minded, how the hell are you going to qualify for a $50,000 business tax deduction and you don't even have a business yet? The tax deduction happens after you've established the business. So how is that going to help you? But see, people just hear the numbers and like, oh yeah, $50,000. Not everybody has a child. $6,000 tax deduction. That happens the next year. How does that help you right now? How does it help you right now? You need the money right now. A tax deduction happens in the next tax year if you get it.
Right. So, but it's all about knowing, Donovan. All about knowing. And most people just, you hear she getting this money, the $25,000. But like you said, there's a little bit more to it than all you got to do is just show up with a business plan on paper. It could be a napkin. It could be anything. To show up saying you want to have a lemonade stand with lemon, sugar, and water, and we're going to give you $25,000. Demario, how you doing? Says the 60-minute interviewer was hilarious. He said, I asked how you are you going to pay for it? Yes, I was talking about the what was it? Something she wanted to do, and she said she was going to raise taxes on the rich. It's about time they paid a fair share, and but he's basically like, well, you haven't been able. How you gonna get Congress to do that? They haven't bought into it yet. So what are you gonna do to get?
Yeah, well, did you hear that interview, the one, I think last week or the week before last, where they asked her basically the same question? And she said, we're just going to have to raise taxes. We're just going to have to do it. And no, it was Stephanie Rule, business analyst, expert. She was like, well, how do you do it? She goes, we're just going to have to do it. Huh? If I believe Congress controls the purse strings of money, if you don't have control of Congress, how are you going to do these things that you say that you want to do? We're just going to have to do it. Come on, y'all. Come on. This woman's an empty suit. And we're not saying that to just, be mean to her. The woman has never had a position where she was an executive. She's never done anything substantial. And again, no shade to her. When you sleep your way to the top, eventually there's a ceiling. And eventually you're going to have to show and prove once the sleeping thing stops. And we're seeing that this woman, she has no ideas. She doesn't know what she's doing. Unless you tell her what she's doing, she can't answer. You guys saw what happened when that teleprompter stopped on her. You guys saw that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What she said is 32. It's 32.
Well, the look on her face was like, 32. Magic Johnson's number is 32. Oh my God.
Yeah. Lord Flawless, how you doing? Says Houston said they are no longer going to remove debris. Well, I guess that tree just gonna be in the middle of the damn street until it grows upright. I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know. Myron, how you doing? Says, right, the house will be for the immigrants. Yeah. So a lot of people are really just kind of like, yeah, this immigration is hurting everybody. It is, immigration, the wars that's being paid for, and then you get American citizens talking about, well, I'm sorry, That tree is going to be in the middle of the damn street, blocking off the sidewalk and crash through the brick wall until we get some more money. But yet, you have Venezuelans talking about, I just bought a house. With the help of the government.
Well, you know what? You guys are looking at this the wrong way, okay? See, it's one thing to sit here and complain and stuff. Let's just use basic logic. If you, as an American citizen, went to Venezuela and say, I demand resources, I demand a house, I demand money, I demand a credit card because I don't like the food here, and I'm illegal, I crossed your border illegally. Just ask yourself, in any country in the world, if you did that, what would happen?
You might not make it out of there alive, okay? You might get a couple of canes to your booty. Negro says, clearly, they don't know what they're doing, and the money is severely mismanaged and stolen. Something going on, right? Bernard says, Magic. My thing skipped down. He says, Magic, stop trying to finesse black men to vote for the Dems. Yeah, spent some time on TikTok the other day, and there's a lot of brothers that's like, you not gonna tell us what to do, Magic. We not falling for it, right? Michelle says, Houston needs better leadership. The city is a mess. Yeah, I could say if I ever entertain getting a new car, which I'm not, just the potholes alone makes me not want to do that. It tear your car up, Brina, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Brother Reggie Craig says 32 days, Kamala Harris. Jersey, Rick, how you doing? Says hello to the dynamic duo. I'm late, but I'm glad to be here. And we are glad that you're here. And Buckhorse, how you doing? Hope I didn't skip anybody. Patrice, how you doing? Says Obama 2.0 is not raising taxes on her billionaire donors. It sounds good, right? It sounds good. Well, there's about time they start paying their fair share. And they have to. It was like, okay. And the guy, and I forget the interviewer's name, was like, but how are you going to do that? The Congress is not, how are you going to get Congress to do it? Well, the people, I have conversations with people and they're going to do it.
Joy. And vibes. They're going to do it out of joy.
Vibes and joy. Maybe Megan will go in Congress and they'll say, I'll vote for that. I don't know. I almost kind of feel sorry for Kamala. And it kind of do, because it's like, was she really prepared to do this? Like, did she want to do it?
I told you guys she's a crash test dummy. She was the worst polling Democrat to go up against Trump. And like a dummy, I'm not saying she couldn't have been something down the road. Because like, remember, when you sleep your way to the top, there's a ceiling. She should have gone away and ran in 2028, maybe 2032, with some experience under her belt, and then come back. But I don't feel sorry for her, because her lust for power and just to get to the top, this is where she's at now. She looks like a joke. She's a crash test dummy. This is what it is. I would have never accepted an appointment or a selection knowing I have the record that I have that's out there in the public to scrutinize. I would have never accepted it at this time.
And let's see here. Del Monte Green Beans, how you doing? And thank you for the donation too. You says they'll rebuild that hurricane area for the migrants. I've actually got a story that's coming out on the African Diaspora News Channel. I don't know if it's tomorrow, maybe, talking about those. They call it climate gentrification. Well, I think I did one last week, but I'm talking a little bit more about it, where you have things like hurricanes and stuff, and they displace people, and then the wealthy go in there and they buy it up, but it's just so much more to the story, Shirley says, I have degrees in business and computer science. I don't believe the people understand what she's talking about. She don't know what she's talking about, And Tracy says, tree blocking the road. Guess this is an episode from. It's an episode from something. It's literally just, hanging out there with growing branches and trees, leaves back, but it's fall. So maybe the leaves will fall off. It's crazy. Aurelia says they're entitled, give me, and they getting too, right? Mission Visions, how you doing? And Brother Damon says you will get the S kicked out of you. And Patricia says the View did not question Kamala about her husband alleged abuse. The View discussed P. Diddy. Come on now. And the other thing is this too. Y'all heard about the documentary? I think it's
Chris Brown.
IDTV is doing the one about Chris Brown, and Sunny Halston, is that her name, Halston, of The View. She's going to be doing like Oprah did, the question and answer part afterwards and talking to different people. And I'm like, clearly the world loves Chris Brown. Like, Chris Brown was 17 when that happened. And here's Sunny. She says she's biracial. I don't know what else she's mixed with, but she's black and something else. But yeah, you're going to be Gayle King Jr. And wait, who are you going to talk to? Did you just kind of tear this black man down? Chris Brown, who's, paid for his, mishaps 40 times over. Matter of fact, I saw him this summer when he came to Houston. Amazing. He was sold out two arenas, he said two of the biggest arenas in Africa in less than 2 hours. So I say, and Brazil, the same things. I say all that to say, people really love Chris Brown. And here this so-called black woman, Sunny, is going to try to continue tearing him down. But to that point, she asked her about P. Diddy, but didn't ask her about her husband, who said, they say he open face, hand slapped a woman for flirting with another dude. And, knocked up the nanny. So it's like, you're right. The View should never be taken seriously ever, ever, ever again. But I bet you that, because I didn't watch the whole thing, but I bet you they called Trump all kind of predators. But her husband knocking up the nanny? Insane.
Hey, but here's the thing, though. That is the Democracy. This is why they're having problems with black men in the Democratic Party. You keep using us as scapegoats. You're scapegoating. If they don't win this election, it's because black men don't know what they're doing. You're bringing out Magic Johnson, who hasn't lived a struggle life since he was drafted into the NBA back in 1979. This is why they have a problem with black men. They keep and disrespecting us, and we're sick of it. A lot of us are like, look, if this is how it's going to roll, hey, I'll go do something else. And that's what a lot of us are doing. Right now, this woman is polling at 77% of the black vote. Guess who the majority of the people that are not going to vote for Kamala are? Black men.
Right. And Damon, and I say I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for her in that I don't think she was prepared for this. I don't think anybody is. And Donovan will tell you, when I work with people, candidates, I take them through the ringer. Is there anything that I need to know about you that will come out and we'll have to discuss? And if maybe Kamala didn't know her husband, was beating and cheating. I don't know, but that's come out, and to be honest with you, nobody voted for Kamala. Because she was asked that in the 60-minute interview, and she says, well, the delegates, they, they elected me or whatever, but the people didn't elect you, right? You didn't go through no primaries or nothing like that. So I say I feel sorry for her because I think she really just had no idea. I think she thought it was going to be a cakewalk. She was going to go and beat Trump, and because all the stuff that Trump has gone up against, all the cases and the assassination attempts and a whole lot of stuff. And it's like, this man is still here. I'm imagining somebody told her, oh, you're going to catapult past him in the polls. It's going to be great. Just get out there with joy and vibes. And that's why I feel sorry for her. You really think joy and vibes was going to win an election when people are having to deal with immigration, inflation, and everything else? Joy, who's laughing? I'm not laughing. Donovan, you laughing?
Wait a minute. My sorority sister's gonna give it. Yeah, we gotta get Kamala in. Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey. Where are these people at? Isn't it funny how Steve Harvey, who said, I'm gonna give her a layup, I'm gonna give her a bounce pass, all of a sudden he's missing. He's so quiet since they got rid of the diddler. Why is that? It's amazing what's going on in Hollywood, and the Democratic Party leans heavily on Hollywood. Isn't it funny how they're so silent? Steve Harvey hasn't said a word. Ricky Smiley hasn't said a word. The HBCUs, they distance themselves. Matter of fact, the AKAs have distanced themselves. They haven't said a word. Why is that?
Right. Yeah, and again, is Roland going to get an interview? I don't know. I do feel sorry for him. you know, because he's one of her most staunch supporters and he ain't got an interview yet. You know, there's still time. Maybe he will. I honestly hope that he does. I really hope and wish that for him. All right, so let's see here. Let's see who else came on here. Tracy says, first Sonny says she was Afro-Latino. Now that Kamala is running now, she's half white and half black. Make it make sense. Yeah, I have no idea. But of course, he says, I got no.
Well, what you guys got to remember, when you're a 32-year-old hot thing with Montel Williams next to you, then you're 33, 35, and you're with Willie Brown, you little cute little thing. You know, you got it going on. You're ambiguous in the way you look. Now you're 60. Gravity's kind of, pulled on you a little bit here and there. You're not what you used to be. And what I don't understand is a woman who doesn't have any children, for whatever reasons, just like a man who probably doesn't have any children, why is it that she is in the forefront of telling women what they should do with their bodies and all this other stuff? I will never understand that as a man. But again, you're 60 years old now, so that little twerking ain't going to work like it used to.
So Rain, and how you doing? Rain says, but Chris Brown is a colorist. Remember, he didn't allow black women in his private parties if they were darkies. Did Chris Brown say that?
No.
I'm asking my daughter because she's a Chris Brown aficionado.
Don't say that.
Yeah, look, my niece, don't say nothing bad about Chris Brown. Don't say nothing bad about Chris Brown.
And I heard that was a rumor as well. So I don't know, But even let's say he did say that. Does he deserve to be nailed to a cross for the rest of his life? That even Rihanna said she started. Him and Rihanna have been friends ever since. They dated again, even after all of that, made a couple of records together. It's like, what are we doing here? M, how you doing? Says, did Chris Brown say he doesn't like dark-skinned girls? He never said that. He never said that. Never. But again, and B girl, how you doing? He says, Donovan looks sexy in his youth. Okay. Common man, how you doing? Where have you been? In fact, not feeling I seen you in here. And where is Eazy-E? We haven't seen Eazy-E in a long time. Where is he at? Let's see here. Diane, how you doing? Says, I don't feel sorry for Kamala. Her character is horrible. Oh, I get it. Yep. And JJ, how you doing? Says Kamala trying Gerald Ford her way into the presidency. Well, she's getting pretty close to doing it. Maybe. I don't know. It remains to be seen, right? BJ, how you doing? Says, when everything you have done in the past has been a cakewalk, then you never truly know what hard work is. And that's why I'm saying I feel sorry for her, because somewhere I think she just thought, okay, you know what I'm saying? 5. I'm gonna. It's just gonna be easy. And then I don't know. Y'all, I do feel sorry for Kamala. I really do. Okay. I don't know if y'all saw. I don't know if she was on Jimmy Kimmel or something. And I guess she really likes Boosie, right? The P-Funk and all of that. And she was singing One Nation Under a Groove, getting down just for the funk of it. It's come on. And I'm like, who's telling her to do this mess? Who is telling her to do that? And of course, Boosie performed at some event that she was at.
Well, you got to remember the DNC under Joe Biden had over $200 million that they raised that they have to spend. And look at all these celebrities with their hands out willing to perform. There's a whole bunch of them. But the people that are telling her to do all this stuff are her white handlers. How many of you guys remember when she ran for president the first time? She listens to Cardi B. She up there doing her little dance. Hot girl. She a hot girl. We got a hot girl president, senator, whatever. I'm sorry, you guys. When it comes to politics, I don't want somebody who is an entertainer that isn't taking politics seriously, because you're affecting people's lives.
Right. And CJ, you say it, they pick on Vivica, but not her. You're talking about Sonny. Yeah, I think Sonny I think people should take her to task. Why are you doing this interview at the EO? And then the lady who's in the documentary, they didn't debunk that along. They found out who she was and everything because she had a shadow over her face. You know, the internet found out who she was, and it was proven that she was discredited before, right? So now they got this documentary. They're just trying to do to him what they, did to R. Kelly, to doing
Michael Jackson, all that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Super Jim too. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Y'all, I got a rash. Y'all probably can't see it, but it's like all over. It's all under here, my arms, my stomach, my legs. I don't know. I don't know if something I'm eating, some people getting on my nerves. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find out. Damien says,
did you go to the turkey leg hut? They told you there's a 35 health warnings.
I doubt it. Okay, I doubt it. Damon, you said tubes blocked. Curtis, how you doing? Says Roland Martin is the road runner. 1,000 amen. Y'all better leave that man alone. He do like
hands up, you guys. I have to get ready to go and adopt this dog. People are trying to come in and cut the line a little bit on me. So I got to go over there and handle this. And by the way, if you are looking for a furry friend, please go to your animal shelter first. There are a lot of great dogs in there that, like I said, I get all my animals from the animal shelter unless they show up in my yard. And you can get some great animals that would really love to find a forever home. So always look there first. But I'm going to check you guys out a little bit later, and I'll put a video. Go to my page. I'll put a video up and let you guys know if I got the dog.
All right. Well, thank you, brother. I'll see you tomorrow. Common Man, you said, screw it. I'm so bad I might come on. I don't know what that means, but you've been missing in action for a long time. But thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. And let's see, Kelly, how you doing? Says she disrespected that song. The Democrats told her to do that. Yeah, somebody on her team is telling her to do like cringy things. It was so cringy. I mean, she might like Bootsy Collins or whatever, but it's just weird, Let's see. Tracy says, let Kamala get in office. When crap hits the fan, real black folks will be blamed while she slithers back into her Indian communities. And half of them are like, I'm not voting for her. She needs to earn my vote. What's she going to do for me? But nobody is giving them grief, right? Abdul, how you doing? Says, I definitely don't feel sorry for Kamala Harris. Not at all. I just think she's obviously she's not prepared for the job. And, they got to sell it because who else would they have do it with 28, 27 days left? She's the person that they put up for the job. And it's just, I mean, she didn't get a bump from anything that she did. Her convention, the debate that Vance and Walls had, or any of these, rallies, she's just not getting a bump. And that's a problem because the way she came out the gate, she should have been miles ahead of Trump, and she's just not. So this is going to be a very interesting election. Rain says, Demetri, do you feel sorry for me after not working for 3 years, 2 months because of the COVID mandate? Just asking. Absolutely. I feel sorry for you. I do. And that's another thing too, when they're, Kamala's asked or says, oh, nobody, there's no laws in Congress making people are regulating men's bodies. And I don't know how much of a law was in Congress, but there's a lot of people, men and women, that were affected. They were forced to take the jab to keep their job and stuff. So they didn't have a say so over that. And like yourself, it's like, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to be out of a job. So yeah. And I don't know, I would imagine up the road, people would have some sort of a claims for a lawsuit, the ones that lost their jobs, and then they coming out with all this information in regards to the jab. Right. But no, I do feel sorry for you because a lot of people quit and they didn't want to, but it's like, I don't know what's in this stuff, P Money, how you doing? Thank you so much for becoming a member. Love and appreciate you for that. CG, I don't know if it's a heat rash. It could be. I've never had it before. I don't think. It's just all over, It comes and goes. So I don't know. I guess I probably should go to the doctor. Joanne, how you doing? Says, hot girl with access to the button with Russia in her state of whatever. Are you talking about Kamala? Yeah. That's interesting. Lene says she does not feel sorry for any of us. Well, yeah, when I say feel sorry, I'm not saying like, oh, poor her. I'm saying I think she underestimated what it really is to run for president. And the interviews that you watch of her is insufferable. You know what I mean? It's like, golly, it's just the same old, answers. And it's sad actually to watch. It's sad. Brother Ray says, Dan Demetri, did you eat some Kamala's mean greens? I might have. I don't know what it is. It's something that is irritating. That's why y'all see me keep scratching my face and stuff. So hopefully I'll figure out what it is. Quincy, you say, I want to see Kamala and Biden bank account after they leave office. Oh, it's probably already fat and stacked, right? Mr. South Carolina, Brad Gullah accent, how you doing? Says, y'all didn't say that rhetoric when Trump was running. What rhetoric, if you don't mind me asking? What rhetoric? Buck Horsey says, you just bought 2 cats. Okay. Y'all with the cats and dogs. Sister Shirley says, I feel sorry for Kamala. Do we realize the pressure and stress she's under? You said you also feel sorry for, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't feel sorry for her in that, like I said, poor her is I just think she just didn't have any idea of what it really takes. I think she thought she was just going to be able to, I'm running for office, vote for me. I think that's what she thought, Hey, Norris, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Intel Inside, I hope I said that right, 2020, how you doing? It says, the pandering and cosplaying is disgusting. I don't mess with Candace, but she is doing God's work uncovering Kamala's true heritage. Yeah, I feel the same way. She definitely is. Brother Sammy, how you doing? He says, am I fasting? Nah, but I probably need to be, huh? I need to be doing something. It's crazy. I'm breaking down or something. Tyrone, how you doing? Thank you. Kimberly, what's going on with you? Says Black people are waking up. That's why her numbers are low. Yeah. And the immigration, people, you cannot deny the immigration issue now. You just cannot. Jesse says that part at Demetri K. Thanks for bringing up the jab mandates under the Democrats. Yeah. But they always want to talk about women. All these laws that are regulating women's bodies, but it's like, what about everybody else? And then the Kamala also got to realize it, I don't know if she's a feminist, a self-proclaimed feminist, but it comes off that way, right? So it's like, you can't run the country on feminism ideas because you need men to vote for you too, right? So I think that's kind of a downfall for her as well. Kelly says, I had to drop out of college because of that jab. Yeah. So there's a lot of people who paid the price for that. Herschel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Conscious Ether, he says, try using some aloe vera gel. Yeah, I might have to try to, figure out what's going on. It's irritating, but I would try that. Laura Flawless says, I own a dog grooming salon. If you're ever in Houston, Donovan Flawless Grooms. Okay, that's what's up. Curtis, she says, when will Kamala Harris play that Boosie Collins she was trying to get my generation, but we're not falling for it? Yeah, well, she was singing it somewhere. I think Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert, one of those shows, she was singing it. Tracy says, use castor oil on your skin. I used to use that. Maybe I'll try that. Calamine lotion. Rain says that 60 Minutes interview was cringy. It was. He tried, but, she just wasn't going to answer the question. She never does, right? First Fruits, how you doing? Says, what about Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, or Woody Allen, or any of those countless white chomo celebrities tried. He said, I think he said, tired of seeing Black folks kick each other when it's down. F Kamala Harris, she ain't Black. Well, damn, tell us how you really feel. Common Man says, test my system. I can talk to everyone else but you. Interesting. I don't know what it is. Tomorrow, come back and I'll share the link and you could come up. Sometimes when I'm up here, I might have a glitch or something and then you'll just be stuck up here. Eva, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. He says, Demetri, try black seed oil. Is good for everything. I'm gonna have to try something. Daryl, how you doing? He says, greens are giving Kamala cackling spasms. You crazy. Nah, Reggie, don't send me no 1,000 bottles of calamine lotion, okay? Jupiter says, Demetri roly-poly and rest of the Boule Shields trying to do Hail Mary to push that same old Democrat jive. Yeah, it's not going to work. People are really starting to wake up. Dwayne, how you doing? Says, everybody knows she's not No good. We've seen her work. Even Mr. Magoo makes more sense. Daryl Murray, how you doing? Says teach Donovan. Yeah, he had to go try to get his dog. Oh, is she crazy? Talking about some ski weed. Nora, she says, Demetri, don't scratch up that pretty face. No, I ain't gonna scratch myself, but you know, it's just it's irritating. Hopefully it subsides, whatever it is. Mikey says Candace wants that money Kamala must owe her. Something going on. Jays V, how you doing? Says there's a video of John Kennedy, Senator, said she's John Kennedy Sr. Is that what you're saying? Or RFK? Is that who you're talking about? Says she's unbelievable and her policies are ridiculous. And also debt is at 37 trillion in debt. Okay. Yeah, or really, I might need to do something because this is crazy. Let's see. Samuel C says, I regret taking a jab, but that didn't, I didn't like being unemployed. They should have made that optional. Yeah, a lot of people took it and they didn't want to, right? Corey, how you doing? Says she's a top cop. Why would anybody want bathtub greens? Well, maybe Doug and them wanted it. He don't know. You know, he loves Kamala and I'll just eat whatever, you know? Yeah, Clyde Davis Tracy. More threads. How you doing? Thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. You did a thread on Instagram on Black love. I really like that. I think you did that today. I really, really like that. You say, hey, Demetri, better late than never. Kamala used people to get to the top, and it may have now caught back up with her. Do you think the Democrats may have used her? They will be blaming her if she don't, I think, win. Yeah, I think so. I think they use her as a crash test dummy. I really do. Because it's not even making any sense at this point. I mean, it's like, I get it. She was already there. Joe Biden clearly got some other things going on, but she just doesn't seem like she's able to catch on. You know what I mean? So it's actually kind of sad. Rain says, try Benadryl. You know, if I try Benadryl, oh my God, I'll be asleep for 3 days off of a half of Benadryl. My equilibrium is really weird, but yeah, if it'll work, I'll try it. Let's see. Cute Ladybug, how you doing? Says, happy doggy adoption day, Donovan. Yeah, hopefully he get it. He sounds like he got to go fight some other people off, right? Salute to you as well, Dwayne. And Cooking with Miss D, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Oh, really? Says, Black women have worked very hard for our communities and brand, and she's ruining it, trying to cosplay us. Yeah, you know what? Believe it or not, there's a lot of Black women that's like, it was cute in theory, but I just can't. I can't vote for Kamala. I can't do it. So, and that's really, I think, going to harm her the most is the Black woman vote that's starting to say, nah, I'm not going to do it, you know? Buckhorse says, please take care of yourself because I have allergies myself. Yeah, it could be allergies, but I'm allergic to something. What it is, I don't know. Quincy says, mix shea butter and neem oil 3 days. I do use shea butter. I'm starting to use that now. Darius says, Magic has other issues in his world, you think? Common Man, thank you once again for the donation. He says, I'm trying to figure out why I can talk to everyone else but you. I'm it says statology, maybe. He says maybe that's it. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, every time you try to come up, we can hear you for a little bit, but then it doesn't. So I don't know where you're at, how the reception is, but you said you could talk to everybody else. I don't know. And it's not me personally. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we can figure it out. George, how you doing? So put some rubbing alcohol on your face gently. Ooh, that sounds like that was Sting. Nora, she's saying, my wife put up a hair sign. My wife put up a hair sign in the yard. I took it down and told her somebody stole it. You said, not at my house, you won't. But you know, you're a good husband. You know what, baby? Somebody must have stole that damn sign. If I catch him. Oh, really? It says coconut oil is antifungal. Yes, that I did hear. Neem oil. Yeah, y'all got a whole lot of remedies for me. Maybe I'll try them all. Rainey said Demetri felt sorry for Kamala and ate some of her. Nah, I didn't feel that sorry for her. Nah. Tub greens. I don't think so. Nah, just like I said, it's not sorry like poor her. It's just she kind of taking a beating, you know? And I don't think she thought that was part of it. I think she thought it's gonna be easy peasy. everything else has been easy for me in my life, and I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to wow them with my smile and my joy and vibes and laughter. That's kind of the impression that I get. You know what I mean? And of course, it's stressful. She's probably aged like 10 years, in the short time she was running. Let's see. So Common Man says Saddlegate is what's that? Saddlegate? I don't know what that is. Jays V says governor in Florida is backfire at Vice President Harris. She's using it for campaign to bossy her point. So basically what you're saying is, not Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis is like, nah, I ain't got time to be talking to you. You over here playing in politics, but there's people who are gonna die. Literally, people are gonna die because, of course, whenever they tell people to evacuate, some people are like, I'm gonna ride it out. I'm gonna be just fine, and then they're not. And the cold part about that is, and sorry if I'm freezing up a little bit, the cold part about that is those people will stick around, and then a surge of water will come in, and they'll say, help, I'm stuck on the roof. And then now you're going to force somebody, husband or wife, to have to, go rescue you or whatever, and they might not make it home. But see, if I was the captain or whatever, the fire department, the police department, I'd be like, hello, you guys better leave now because we're not coming to get you. We're not. Brother Samuel says, Demetra, try warming some castor oil and massage it into your face at night and in the morning. Yeah, I might try all of that, and it might just need me be my diet as well. I started eating some dairy product, and I think that's probably what it is. I think maybe I'm allergic to it, so I'm gonna cut that out first to see if that's what it is, and then if that's the case, then easy fix, right? Yeah, no alcohol on the face. That's how I think he's trying to do me dirty. Dorothy says she lost me the first time she ran, and I found out about all the people she unjustly imprisoned. Then she says she would not do anything specifically for us and claim to be us. Yeah, y'all got to remember that. Kamala said, no, I'm not going to do nothing just for Black people. No. Why would we forget that, And she hasn't said, listen, I made a mistake, guys. I made a mistake. She hasn't said that. Miss D says, that's your nerves. I get the hives too. Yeah, I used to get hives too, like if I was stressed or something, like all over. But I think this is a little different than hives. Sandra, how you doing? Says, so who's running the country? That's a good question. Where is Biden? Where's Biden? Rain says, especially her neck age. Yeah, that's a stressful job. I mean, look what happened to Obama. He look out like a whole different person. He was a young man when he got in there, and all of a sudden he's all gray, and it's a lot. I wouldn't want the damn job, Brother Reggie says, and spokeswoman Jean-Pierre said needs to stop wearing them Steve Harvey hand-me-downs. Did she just get a promotion or something like that? GP, how you doing? Says, just got here, can't stay long because the doctor gave me surgery after my workout injury. Said my bones should be back in working and fighting shape. So I'm headed back to the gym in 15 minutes. What's up? Okay, well, sorry to hear about that, but take it easy. You sure you should be going to the gym after that? Let's see. Oh, I got to the bottom. Brother Reggie crazy talking about Biden is on Amazon ordering more Depends. Maybe Jill is doing it. James V, you say Joe Biden, he says he got one live. He's on live press conference. Is that what you're saying? Dorothy say Biden is going to Africa. What are you going there for? Dwayne says the Democrats have underestimated true Black unity there. Oh, yeah. And we're starting to see it come together, But again, anything can happen. She could win. It just all really remains to be seen, right? Nora says, do you? No, I think saying, do you think God is punishing Florida with the hurricanes because of how nasty Desantis has been to Black people? Well, if you believe the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the fall of America, he says that calamities will visit America due to the injustices that Black men in America go through from slavery even till now, right? Even though the book was written in the 1960s. So if you believe that, America's never atoned for the original sin of slavery and everything else that has been done to Black people in a horrible manner. So, you know, one thing that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has never done is lie. We see a lot of this stuff coming to fruition from spaceships, the mothership, right? This weather. You're hearing about weather that's taking place that's unprecedented, especially all these hurricanes. They said there's never been a hurricane season like this. You know, California getting earthquakes. They had, 4 point something earthquake not too long ago. Actually, in the area that I live, they said it was the epicenter, which is rare. Usually happens somewhere else. So we're seeing and hearing about a lot of things. So is it punishment? I definitely think it is. Definitely think it's connected to Black people. And they also say that the path of the hurricane is that from the transatlantic slave trade. If it follows that exact path. Now, if there's a correlation there, I don't know. Obviously, they're saying that's the ancestors that were lost during the slave trade. That's like, all right, it's hurricane season, you know? So it just depends on what you believe. But I definitely believe it's all related. Absolutely. Let's see. Where did I leave off? BJ says he just gave a press conference about Milton, Kamala, nowhere to be found yet. That he didn't answer her call. You know, it's like, send her the voicemail. Get to her when I get to her, you know. And like you said, I've spoken to Biden when I need to speak to you for. So you can say, oh, yes, I've spoken to Governor Desantis and I told him anything that he needs. We're going to be right there for him. Just we're a phone call away. You know, and then she'll add that into her script. We love you too, Buckhorse. Michelle says the only way she wins is if she cheats. Uh-oh, I don't know about that. Brother Reggie says if you don't vote for Reagan, you not Black, Joe Biden. 2024, is that what he said? Miss D says, I feel sorry for this country if Kamala wins. Oh, yeah. And I don't think people really understand what that really means. You know, the immigration, for one thing, is going to, you think it's bad now. Right now, it's kind of at a standstill because, you know, they've cracked down. And I think that's what the interviewer asked her, too, is like, well, y'all crack down on immigration now and slow down significantly. Why did it take y'all so long to do it? And immigration has never been where it's at before until y'all got in office. So what took y'all so long to slow it down? You know? So, yeah, Michelle says the Bible also talks about what's happening. Yep. Kelly says he's probably trying to force them to go LGBT. I think that's why Biden is going down there to Africa. So he really going? Does he know he's going? Diane says they have done enough cheating to help, so they would not. So it would not surprise me if she wins, but I'm praying to God that she doesn't. It really just remains to be seen. CJ says this whole year has been one for the books, and we still have 2 months left, right? October, November. That's they say when the hurricane season is over. Yeah, they said the one that's taking place now, Milton, is they said I think over 100 years they haven't seen anything like that. They said it's at its strongest it was when it first started, at the strongest possible, which is a 5. And it's probably going to land at a 3-4. So, and Cute Ladybug, it says rash sounds like it could be an allergy to something. Mine was related to being allergic to wheat and had to give up all wheat products. Yeah, and I don't really even eat bread like that. It's rare that I do. So I don't think it's that. It could be dairy. So I'm going to stop that and see. Dorothy says, I'm turned to hurricanes destroy a bunch of sundown towns. I looked into it. Of course, they're not going to say they're sundown towns, but there's definitely a lot of gentrification that took place in a lot of those areas. So I got a video on African Diaspora News Channel coming out about, I think, tomorrow. Slim 444, how you doing? He says, God will always have the earth fight for us. We are the ones. I like it. Aurelie says, everything is spiritual. Dorothy says, Demetri, if you can find the video, I will send it to you about the sundown towns. Okay. Yeah, I was looking around to see, you know. Rain says she had on a seersucker suit. Jays B says, yeah, she's using illegal immigration to vote for her. Now, how true that is, I don't know. I know maybe in some places they can, if you know, they become a citizen, which some places they're fast tracking it, then they can vote, you know. Common man, you must have won a lotto. Thank you so much once again. He says, okay, oh, your satellite says your ground signal, that might be it. I'm talking. I don't know. It might have something to do with mine. I'm just on a Xfinity Wi-Fi, so I don't know. It is weird though. Every time you try to come up, it seems like you can't get a good signal. But thank you. I love and appreciate you for that. All right, let's see. Quincy says reparations will save this country. Yeah, they got a right to check. They got to. Tannis, how you doing? Says the damage that illegal immigration has had on our people is done. Yeah, and imagine some of our people want to continue to vote for that. It's insane. Buckhorse says also to the family down south, how can I help? Because I'm not going to send no money to FEMA. Right now they just, needed some prayers and a place to stay if they could get here, right? I told my sister, she's in Jacksonville, so it won't really affect her like that. But she knows she can come here. But she's like, I think I might try to go to Vegas. So, yeah. Rain says we're in spiritual times, so this weather can happen all year round. You better believe it. Daryl says the slaves were offloaded in New York first, then paraded on Wall Street. If karma exists, could New York be next? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Totally. CJ says God will really heal the land once we stop being so defiant. I believe that too. Buckhorse says they hate us. That's all. BJ says, Demetra, they add a lot of fillers and everything, so you might be eating more wheat than you think, and definitely stay away from soy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't eat soy. I used to. I don't eat it anymore. GP says, I'm getting ready to head back to the gym. I'll catch the stream some other time. Yes, and thank you so much. And work out. Have a good workout. Get some sweat on for me. I didn't work out today, but I will tomorrow. CJ says Samaritan's Purse is a reliable nonprofit in North Carolina helping Helene survivors. Yeah, they definitely need the help. Brother Reddy says, thank you, Sister Demetra, for powering through the ration, giving us a great show as always. It is my pleasure. And with that, I am going to get out of here so I can try to figure out what is going on with me. But nevertheless, I will be back here tomorrow. I saw some of y'all asking for Walter. I'll see if he wants to come on. I think he's been on punishment long enough. I did tell you I spoke to him, obviously, right after that. He was like, it wasn't me, it was him. I was like, well, you weren't very demonstrative. And, he said, I tried to tell him stop, and he wouldn't stop, when it was on mute. So we'll see if he wants to come back. He said that he wants to. So we'll see. We'll get Crazy Walter back in the house. But in the meantime, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. I definitely will see y'all back here tomorrow. Peace.